Imagine a date that left you more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. You know, the kind of date that makes you question your life choices and wonder if you've somehow stepped into an alternate reality. So, I met this guy on Reddit. We had been chatting for a few weeks and he seemed pretty normal, or at least as normal as someone you meet on Reddit can be. We shared a few laughs, exchanged some memes, and decided to meet up in person. He didn't own a cell phone, which should have been my first red flag. I mean, who doesn't have a cell phone in this day and age? But I thought, maybe he's just a minimalist or trying to disconnect from the digital world. Little did I know, this was just the tip of the iceberg. We met at my favorite coffee shop, and there he was, sitting at a table with a laptop that looked like it belonged in a museum. With a laptop older than my grandma's recipes, and I'm not exaggerating. This thing was ancient. I half expected it to start up with the sound of a dial-up modem. Sipping milk from a plastic cup. Yes, you heard that right. Milk. In a plastic cup, at a coffee shop. Who does that? Yep, milk. I was already questioning my decision to meet this guy, but I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he had a good reason for his odd beverage choice. I suggested we go outside, but oh boy, the wind brought a whiff of something unshowered. It was like a wall of stench hit me. I tried to play it cool, but my nose was screaming for mercy. 26-year-old me stuck around. I guess I was too polite or too curious to bail at that point. Maybe a bit of both. He pulled flowers from his truck, but not store-bought. These were sidewalk specials, like a toddler's gift. They were wilted and sad-looking, but he handed them to me with a big smile, like he had just given me a bouquet of roses. Next, he whipped out a telescope, pockets full of starburst, and wanted to stargaze. I kid you not. He had a telescope and a bunch of starburst candies in his pockets. It was daytime and cloudy. I tried to explain that we wouldn't see any stars, but he was adamant. So we sat there looking at clouds through a telescope, munching on starburst. The guy didn't own a phone, but had every electronic gadget in his backpack. It was like he was prepared for a tech apocalypse. He had a portable charger, a mini fan, a flashlight, and even a small radio. Go figure. I was starting to think I was on a hidden camera show or something. When we circled back, I tried to leave, but he had that sad puppy look. You know the one? Big eyes, pouty lips, the whole 9 yards. I felt a pang of guilt, but I knew I had to get out of there. So, I said I needed a ride to the pet fish store. It was the first thing that popped into my head. I figured it was a good excuse to end the date. Yup, ankle deep in empty 5-hour energy shots, his car was a disaster zone. There were wrappers, empty bottles, and random junk everywhere. I had to clear space just to sit down. He drove me there. The ride was awkward, to say the least. He kept trying to make small talk, but I was too busy trying not to touch anything. We end the day with pizza. He made me pay for my $2 slice and asked if they had milk. Spoiler, they didn't. I couldn't believe it. Who drinks milk with pizza? Out came his giant garlic salt container from his cargo pants. He sprinkled it all over his pizza like it was the most normal thing in the world. Classy. I was done. I couldn't take any more of this bizarre date. I walked home in the dark, and he left a voicemail from his parents' landline. Yeah, never again. The voicemail was long and rambling, and I could hear his mom in the background asking if he wanted dinner. Messaged him on Reddit. Thanks, but no thanks. I tried to be polite, but I made it clear that there wouldn't be a second date. So, moral of the story? Always trust your gut, and maybe avoid dates without cell phones. Sometimes the red flags are there for a reason. And if someone offers you milk at a coffee shop, run.